Welcome back, Life Sciences, from that break. I know, as I say, predictability. What am I going to say to you? Yes, get the muscles moving, get the blood flowing, and let the oxygen get through the body. What are we looking at today? We're looking at this concept of what a cell is. And we saw that all cells have basic components. The first one we looked at was a cell membrane, which we're going to carry on now, and then that jelly inside the cytoplasm. Now we're going to continue looking at that cell membrane because it's going to be very important in how a cell moves things around the body. Now, if you have a look at the definitions on the board, this is quite a definition-heavy, if I could say to you, concept that we're going to have a look at now. Now, remember, when it comes to plants and it comes to animals, things need to move around, right? Plants need to move things around, and so do animals. And generally, when we want to move something around, we want to make it as easy as possible. And I'm going to explain to you this whole concept of what a concentration gradient is and how we're going to move things. Now, remember, when I often use this analogy in class is I choose a pupil and I say to them, I want to move you. Now, I have two options. I can move you, pushing you up the hill, right, which means I'm going to sweat, and I don't do sweat. Or you're at the top of the hill, and I can just give you a slight nudge, and you're going to roll down. That is going to be the easiest way for me. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm talking about a concentration gradient. Lots of things at the top, a very little amount of things at the bottom, and things will move from a high to a low concentration. I'm sure some of you have spray deodorant, and you spray deodorant in your room, and you walk out, and the next minute the whole house sprays like deodorant. Why? Because those molecules have moved from a high concentration to a low concentration, and then the whole house can smell it. And that is pretty much what we're looking at today. Okay, so let's look at this diagram again. Right, this is my cell membrane, and what's going to happen is, remember, it is selectively permeable. What does that mean? It is going to decide what moves in and what moves out. Now, when it comes to movement, right, the first type of movement is called diffusion, and you'll see I have, right, a little picture that was going over there. And what is diffusion? It is the movement of a gas, a liquid, or a solid, all right? And it moves from a high concentration to a low concentration until equilibrium is reached. Okay, so let's use this analogy. You have a cup of tea, and you put sugar in it, and you just leave it, okay? So if I sip the top part, it's not very sweet. But if I wait a little while, what will happen is the top part will also become sweet. Because what has happened, the sugar has started to dissolve, and the sugar molecules have moved from a high concentration, right, at the bottom to a low concentration at the top. Why do we stir? We stir the sugar just to make that process so much quicker, rather than me going, okay, let me wait, just now my sugar, I'll taste it. So I stir it so I can get all my sugar to dissolve equally around here. Okay, so I'm going to go back one slide so that you can see the movement again. Have a look at the bottom, all right? It moves from a high concentration to a low concentration. That's quite important for us, and that's how gases are going to move through my body. When I breathe in, oxygen is going to move via diffusion from a high concentration in my lungs to a low concentration in my body. Now, what our next concept is quite a challenging one, and it's got a few words that you need to understand. Okay. So when I talk about a solution, I want you to think about your tea again. A solution is composed of a solvent, something we dissolve in. And I want you to think here of water. All right? And a solute is what we dissolve in. I want you to think of sugar. Here we go. So I've got water, which is my tea, okay? And sugar is what I dissolve in it. Now, I'm going to get 3 types of solutions. Now, I want you to have a look. The blue and the yellow dots are quite important. Over here, all right, the blue and the yellow dots are the same. There are the same amount of blue, which is going to be my water, as there is yellow, which is going to be my sugar. If we have a look at the next one over here, I'm going to see that there is less water and more sugar. Those of you who like 4 or 5 teaspoons in, all right, your tea. This diagram over here, what do we notice? We've got more water and we've got less sugar. Now you're asking me, what on earth does this mean? Okay. Now the name of this solution where the water and the sugar is equal is isotonic. All right, iso meaning equal. Now, these 2 are the important ones. This one over here has got less water, but it's got lots of goodies in it, lots of sugar. Okay, and what shops sell lots and lots of things? The hypermarket. So we call this solution hypertonic. These are you guys who like your 50 million thousand or your 3, 4, 5 sugars in your tea. Here are the guys who like maybe half a sugar. So you've got less dissolved substance, but you've got lots and lots of water. All right. You are known as a hypotonic solution. Now, what am I actually talking about here? I'm talking about a process called osmosis. And I'm going to show you what it means just now. But basically, guys, I want you to listen. Water will always move from where? High concentration to a low concentration. So if here, for example, if the cell has got a lot of water, where will the water move? Out of the cell. All right? Where will it move to? A cell where there is less water. So the word that we use here, a cell with lots and lots and lots of water, has what we call a high water potential. And what does that mean? It wants to get rid of that water. Okay, so a high water potential to a low water potential. So water will always move from a high concentration to a low concentration. So guys, very important. What is osmosis? Now have a look. It's the movement of water, very important. Now, where does that water move across? It must go across a membrane. Diffusion doesn't have to go past a membrane, but it must move from an area of high water potential, lots of water, to an area of low water potential, a little bit of water. Have a look at this diagram that we show you over here. What is moving? The blue. Look at the blue. Okay, so the green is the sugar. So where will water move? If you're having a look here, you will see that water moves from a high concentration to a low concentration. So I've got a cell over here. I've got 2 parts over there. Okay. And what happens is I've got a high water potential on this side. I've got lots of water. And I've got little water on that side. Where will the water move? From a high concentration to a low concentration. And what will it cross? It will cross a cell membrane. Okay, that is really important. A nice concept that you need to be able to understand. Guys, also now the last thing that we're going to look at is sometimes, all right, things I'm going to have to push something up the hill. Okay, so when it comes to osmosis and diffusion, high concentration to low concentration. But sometimes in our body, we actually have to go against the concentration gradient. And I'm going to have to push somebody up the hill. What do I need? I need energy. All right? I need energy to do that. And that is called active transport. Sometimes I'm going to go across, all right, the barrier, where I'm going to go across from a low concentration to a high concentration. What am I going to have a lot of there? Mitochondria. Because why? They need to supply me with energy. Okay, guys, I'm afraid that's all we have time for now. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.